They say podcasts are going to replace books. I don't know about that, but I do think TRS clips will assist your learning process. Where is India geopolitically now, September 2022?
India is now recognized as a major power, not a superpower, but as a major regional power and one of the major powers in the world. It is recognized this way grudgingly. Most Western nations don't like it, but they can no longer ignore the fact that India is now something that really matters. And once India starts building a proper navy, it's going to matter even more because we overlook the entire massive real estate of the Indian Ocean. That will happen. We are now constructing various frigates, missile boats, submarines. It's happening slowly. We have to keep it kind of under wraps, but our economy is growing. The main thing is the economy has to grow, and the economy is growing. If you look at all the major economies in the world, India is the best performing major economy now. It's because of the policy decisions that the government took during the pandemic. All other Western nations did the wrong things. I cannot go into the specifics of what is wrong because I am myself not an economist, but you can see the results right now. All the Western nations, their economies are tottering. There's massive inflation, massive upsurges in the prices of energy and all that. India is doing well. India is indeed doing well. India is going to keep doing well. So India is now a rising power. It can no longer be ignored. Even the Chinese cannot indulge in any misadventure with India because they've seen what happened in Galwan. If they do that more, they're going to pay the price for that.
Yeah.
Right?
I met some Chinese dudes recently, intelligent, nice guys. I asked them that what's your perspective on the Chinese government going to war with India? And they were like, we know our government and we were aware that it's a controlling government, etc., etc. But we're aware supremely of one thing, that our government will show its teeth but doesn't really want to engage in hot war because there's a lot to lose economically.
Yes.
So that is, I mean, it was just one meeting and it doesn't represent all of China. But I trust those guys because they were entrepreneurs and they were intelligent. But you have anything to say about this?
The Chinese government has achieved a massive amount of progress in the past 30, 40 years. No doubt about it. They are almost a middle income nation now. They have massive manufacturing industries and all that. They have a lot to lose if they go to war with a major nation. They can lose everything they have constructed. Everything they've built in the past 40 years. You go to war with India, you're risking nuclear war. It's obviously mutually assured destruction. But only a mad person would even contemplate nuclear war with a country that's as capable as India. If you look at the armed forces, Indian armed forces are not as powerful as the Chinese armed forces. But we have the missiles, we have the delivery systems, and we have the nukes.
And I think we have the fighters.
We have the fighters. See, this is the 21st century. Fighters, your Josh and your martial ability is not that important as your technology. But we have the delivery systems. It's not enough to have nukes. We need to have the means to deliver them. And we do.
Maybe we do have the technology, but we just don't know yet.
We may not know about it. And of course, in the mountainous regions, your manpower also matters. The quality of your manpower matters, especially in difficult terrain where technology becomes redundant. So in the Himalayan region, in the Tibet region, it's typically the hardiness of your troops that matters. And Indians are really thoroughly acclimatized to the mountains, the Indian army, etc. So the Indian army may have a smaller budget than the Chinese armed forces, but our soldiers are top notch and our soldiers are better than the Chinese soldiers. So if there is any misadventure in the mountainous regions, they're gonna face a big problem like what happened in Galwan. We lost 20, they lost 80 or 100. They claim they lost only 4, but obviously it's a lie. So that's where we are, right? Even the Australians have corroborated that the Chinese lost far more soldiers than India, and they are trying to cover it up. So overall, we are in a good situation. We are a rising power. The Chinese know it. They don't like it. The Americans know it. They don't like it. Everyone knows it. But can they stop us? We better make sure they don't stop us.
One last hypothetical question on this episode. If a hot war is to break out, which includes cyber war on city-based populations, which is you and me. You have a family. I have a family. I have a team. What would be your first step?
When it comes to cyber war,
or hot war, or maybe both together.
Well, there's not much you can do as an individual or as a person who's a family. The best you can do is, stockpile stuff if there's a war, non-perishable foods and all that, and water, and hope for the best. As an individual, you can't really contribute to geopolitics and to warfare. You have to hope and trust that the government has got all the bases covered. I think India has got many bases covered, more than what we can see. Even the cyber bases may be covered. We don't know. You're not supposed to disclose these matters. You got to keep things under wraps. If there is a hot war, I think India will be able to defend itself and maybe even most likely take the fight to the enemy. So I think we should be pretty confident about our capabilities.
One last hypothetical question. In the next 20 years, do you see borders drastically changing?
Yes.
That's it. That's the end of the episode. Mr. Chavda, thank you for another geopolitics special.
Thank you so much for having me.
Any signing off notes for the listeners?
Raise your standards. What I would like to tell the Indian population, Indian viewers, especially youngsters, is raise your standards. Stop wasting time. Contribute to the economy, create something, and give more to society than you take from society. That's all.
How do you think they're wasting their time?
Most people, they do waste time, don't they? I mean, they don't invest their time wisely in personal development, in building a business, or becoming part of the workforce. There's too much time spent in leisure activities or activities that don't really contribute anything to yourself, to your family, to the society. So try to time is limited. Everybody has a limited amount of time. We don't know how much we have. Use all of it wisely and maximize the use of your time.
It is one of those lessons to be learned from the Chinese population. Extremely productive, extremely motivated about careers. And I think that change has just started to hit Indian youth. So let's see where the future takes us. Sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching this clip. If you want to learn more about this topic, we've curated a playlist just for you. And here's a link to the whole episode.